Good. Excellent. Everyone is here. Thank you very much. Jason Kim, are you back? No. He's waiting. Where?
Okay, so I would like to make a motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion to close the closed session.
I second that.
All right, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Choi, are you here? I'm sorry, I forgot about you. Mr. Choi is yet to return.
Yes, I am. I am here.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Choi. I'm
I
sorry.
make a motion to go to open session.
I second that.
Okay, all in, say aye, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So before Mr. Choi reads his resolution, I just need the board to please accept one resolution. It's the annual submission of our harassment, intimidation, and bullying report to the State Department of Education.
I move on that.
Can we second?
Second.
Second. Okay. Roll call, please.
June.
June? Mm-hmm. Stephanie Jang? Yes. Thomas Matarazzo?
Yes.
Jason Indomitable? Rebecca Lake?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min?
Yes.
Barnabas Rowe?
Yes.
Jeffrey Rowe?
Yes.
Timothy Yang?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right, so, and then,
Mr. Choi.
Mr. Choi?
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, before me, I have 4 separate resolutions for consideration by the board. I'll take it one at a time. The
All right.
first is, I'll read it into the record. Be it resolved that the board, upon motion, approves the salary step increase consistent with the next annual increase as per the terms of the expired 2016 to 2019 PPEA contract. The parties that are able to vote on this are everybody except for Dr. Matarazzo, Mr. Yang, and Ms. Min.
Are we making a motion for each individually?
Now, we need a motion for this resolution, and we need a second, and then we could open.
All right, so,
Individually,
I
yes,
make a
Jeffrey.
motion.
I will second.
and then there will be no discussions, right? Okay. All right, so, just 5 of us, then we're going to have a roll call, please.
We need a second. We need a second.
I second.
Jeffrey.
Roll call.
Okay. Stephanie Jang? Yes. Rebecca Lake?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Barnabas Rowe?
Yes.
Jeffrey Rowe?
Yes.
You didn't call my name. You mean yes?
No, you
Oh,
can't
I'm
vote.
sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot. Sorry.
Madam
Yeah.
Secretary, I would ask that you call the name so that they could affirmatively say I recuse.
Okay.
Oh, yes, okay.
Holding.
This is the judge.
Yeah. Do it again?
Defend.
Can we do it
Can
again?
she just read the other 3 names at this point, or do you have to do a whole other vote?
No, she could read the 3 names.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay, you Nick,
Yes.
Thomas Matarazzo?
Oh,
No,
wait.
Oh,
No,
Recuse.
you have to recuse.
Ms. Min, you would have to
You,
recuse.
yeah, refused. Mhm.
You Nick, Tom Matarazzo,
Recuse?
and Timothy Yang.
I'd like to recuse.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
The next resolution is be it resolved that the board upon motion approves the healthcare reimbursement as per the terms of the expired 2016 to 2019 PPEA contract.
I make a motion.
I second.
Rebecca.
Okay. Then roll call, please. Stephanie Jang? Yes. Thomas Matarazzo?
I recuse.
Rebecca Lake?
Yes.
John Madison?
Yes.
Yoon Min?
Recused.
Barnabas Rowe? Barnabas Rowe?
Yes.
Jeffrey Rowe?
Yes.
Timothy Yang?
I'd like to recuse.
Thank you.
The next resolution is be it resolved that the board upon motion approves the tuition reimbursement as per the terms of the expired 2016 to 2019 PPEA contract.
I make a motion.
Second.
Yes.
And roll call, please. Stephanie Jang. Yes. Thomas Matarazzo.
I recuse.
Jason, Rebecca Lake.
Yes.
John Madison.
Yes.
Yun Min.
I like to recuse.
Barnabas Lowe. Barnabas Lowe.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lowe.
Yes.
Timothy Gary.
I'd like to recuse.
Thank you.
And lastly, be it resolved that the board upon motion approves the perfect attendance incentive as per the terms of the expired 2016 to 2019 PPA contract.
I make a motion.
Second.
Rebecca, right?
Yes.
Roll call, please. Stephanie Jang. Yes. Thomas Matarazzo.
I recuse.
Rebecca Lake.
Yes.
John Madison.
Yes.
Yun Min.
Yeah, I like to recuse.
Barnabas Lowe.
Yes.
Jeffrey Lowe.
Yes.
Timothy Yang.
I'd like to recuse.
All right, so it's all four resolutions, passed. Okay, and
And
then,
that's all I have. Thank you.
all right, thank you. And we're going into the ordinance participant plan. Can someone make a motion to open the ordinance?
I move that we, go into audience participation.
Okay, and is it?
Second.
Okay.
Guys, for the public, if you wish to speak clearly, just state your name and residence, and we will please be mindful of the 3-minute policy. Thank you.
Kathy Maloney,
Kathy, you're first. Thank you.
Okay. Two things. First, I'd like to just question the rice notice that was given to everyone in the district. I have to be honest with you. When I listened to the governor came out and he said that, we should all work on the same team and to make a successful opening for school. So when everybody got this rice notice, it created such confusion and angst. And I wondered what the purpose of that was, because it certainly didn't give that the impression, oh, we're all the same team, we're all the same team. Everybody got so nervous when we have never gotten one before. I wondered what was the purpose of that, because everybody pulled together for remote learning, and clearly we haven't discussed, I don't think we've discussed most of the people on this faculty. So I wondered what the purpose of that was. My second question is about RIF notices. We've been hearing a lot about people getting RIF, and I wondered, are RIF, for people who don't know, reduction in force notices being sent to members of our staff? If so, when are they being sent out? And are they based upon the recommendation of the superintendent?
So who's going to answer that, Mr. Choi?
Mr. Superintendent, you could address it, or any person in the board can address it, if you like.
You want to handle it? You want me to
Well,
handle it?
first, why were we all given the rice notice? That's never been done here before, and I just wondered what the purpose of that was.
Kathy, I'm going to just chime in, and I'm sure I'll answer many of these questions. So number one, the rice notices. As per the statute, the law did mandate that everyone was riced at some point. I know there was a ruling previous this year. I think it might have been early 2020.
I think it was 2 years ago that stopped. I mean, from what I understand,
And then it was rescinded. So it's not like we never always sent it. I know some districts that they think it's best practice to not limit themselves in the discussion of any employee. I understand completely your concern and the concern of the association. It does cause much anxiety and
well, of course, because it's never been done here before. If this was
Well,
a practice that was always done, I get it.
Kathy, you're saying it's never been done, but it has been done. And I'm not saying this is a good
Not
thing.
when I'm here, but go ahead.
Kathy, rice notices were in effect sent by Ms. Montemuro in the past. I know they have.
Yes, I have, but not to the entire faculty, but let's say it is. But if people were had known that, because it created such upsetment amongst all of these members, because they had no idea. Are you discussing me? Am I losing my job? Like, I think
I understand.
And now what about the reduction in force notices? Are people in this district getting reduction in force notices? If yes, when are they coming out? And, are they based on your recommendation?
I have worked with the personnel committee for in excess of a year. I have done my best to not have to do any reductions of any sort. Clearly, we know financially, we have concerns. We saw that a couple of months ago with our budget. We are seeing that potentially, and I know board members are trying to be proactive, and that they have advised me to prepare for potential reductions in force. Yes, they will be going out. I have been advised that as of tomorrow, I should be sending some letters to some employees.
If that's the case, then why didn't you send them before tonight so that since we were all raced, that people would have had the opportunity, if it in fact pertains to them, that they would have had to, they could have.
Because Kathy, I'm doing everything in my power not to send any.
So you're saying that you don't recommend this reduction in force, because it looks to me like all the other districts are trying to give their employees more support and our students more support rather than take some of that away.
Kathy, what I'm saying is I work for the board like we all do, and I know that I have marching orders to follow. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. I don't know what August 25th and the budget address looks like. And if I'm told to do something, I have to follow those orders.
Okay, so then in fact, if somebody gets a RIF notice, then
Yes.
they will not know whether or not that stands until August 25th. Is that what you're telling me?
I hope the governor tells us next week that there will be no cuts to education, and I could tell you next week that no one will be affected. Again, I don't know the answer to these questions. I'm sorry.
I guess I have no other questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Dr. Cirillo, I'd like to speak. This is Tony Bongard, principal of Lindbergh School.
Go ahead, Ms. Bongard.
It was my understanding that we have about $70,000 cut from our state aid. That was about a month ago. Do we have any reason to believe we were going to be cut more than $70,000 to necessitate reduction in force letters going out to any employees?
So Tony, you're right. 70,000 was cut. That was the money that was supposed to be given to us from the difference of 1920 to 2021 school year in state aid. The governor did say that he was going back to the 1920 figures. Tony, I also know, and we all know, that the virus has impacted this state and many others more than ever. I believe last I heard, we were somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 billion. Again, don't quote me on that number. I'm sure it's north of it, but the way I see it is, at the end of the day, when he speaks to an August 25th date, I don't understand the timing of it. I'm not an advocate of it, but I also know, as per the board, we have to prepare to be in a fiscally sound position. And if the letters go out tomorrow, like I've been advised to do, that would give 60 days notice to some employees.
I understand that. I just worry so much, especially about our district and our students, because there's such a great need in our district to lose teachers at this stage, as Ms. Doheny is talking about. Just worries me so much. I'd like to go on record just to say that I'm very worried about losing anyone in our district when we need more support, not less support. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
And Dr. Cirillo, can you tell me, so that there's no mistaking, will we be raced every month?
If that's the direction the board wants to go in, again, that's something they will decide. I didn't rice anyone.
Yes, but I just want people to be aware that this could be a commonplace thing, so it's not to be like everybody thinking the worst.
Sure. Listen, again, if that's the direction of the board, it could be possible. They don't have an answer to that, Kathy, but it's possible.
Well, the board is there, they could answer. Like, if, is that the plan, that you're going forward to rice us every month? So this way we'll know what's coming.
Actually,
I can say no, I don't see any plan for that. And please note, as you know, that we can only vote on the superintendent's recommendation. I believe that was one of your questions before.
Correct.
Yes, the board does not have the power to, send it out. It's under the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. We could vote for it or against it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other audience participation? Okay, then I like to see the motion of closing our.
I make a
audience
motion to close open.
I second it.
Okay, and,
Tom and Tom.
Tom,
That's all
okay.
you should do.
John, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Alright,
Aye.
alright, so I'd like to adjourn our meeting.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
But before we adjourn, I have a question for the board members. Next month is July. We usually don't have meetings in July, but under the circumstances with all of this, we probably will, it'll be a special meeting. My recommendation again is to have it in the ECC room. It's big enough and we can be separated just like everybody else does. I still want to do that because this way we can see face to face and it's easier to discuss different topics and different problems when we're there together like we used to be. My recommendation is we go back to that. I know some of you feel, oh, because of coronavirus, I don't want to get sick. I mean, the way things are going on, everybody's out there without masks, without touch, and all that sort of stuff. And I've seen. So my recommendation is we should go into a regular meeting like we used to do that.
I cannot, John, for medical reasons, I cannot go into crowds. I can't go to graduation. In fact, that was my question too.
We still do it just like we did now. You can't be there, you can do the same thing.
Can we decide? I think that's close time.
Correct.
Ms. Matamura will send an email out to see who can be in person and who won't. And just similar to this, if board members choose to be with us, we will wear our masks and be 6 feet apart.
And if you could let us know that date as soon as you get it, because I'm sure the people that get RIF notice would like to attend, and since it's summertime, if people would know, I know Diane gives it to us as soon as she knows, but I think this is important, if you make a date, that you let us know right away.
Kathy, generally, as you know, the rule of thumb is usually the third Wednesday of the month, so I
Yes,
would
we do know that, but this
consistent
is
with that.
summertime, so,
I would try to be as consistent with that date as possible.
Alright,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Do I make a motion, we adjourn?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did, yeah. I'd like to adjourn. And.
I second.
I'll back it.
Alright, okay.
Good night,
Thank you
everybody.
so
Take care.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
John. John.